And as I said on some episodes last year, that when men hear you, women, talking about something or having an issue with something, we have to understand that it's not you guys complaining. It's either you need attention or you need to be heard based on the issue that's going on. So that's why it's very important for us to understand where you're coming from and for you guys to understand where we are coming from in a marriage. Because if you're easily bored because we aren't taking enough time out to hang out, partying, are doing everything your friends are doing, or what you see your friends are doing, what you hear your friends are telling you they're doing, then you're thinking your relationship, your marriage is boring. What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for tuning into This Is Where Zap podcast. I am El Jefe. I am your host. So there's a lot of things that have going on, a lot of things that are happening. Things are taking a turn because I'm able to do things now. So I'm coming straight forward. I'm coming in all directions. So beware. Look out for your boy. So hopefully everybody's having a great day. I know I am. And one of the things I want to talk about today is the grass not being greener on the other side when it comes to, being married, right? So let's go ahead and flow on into this subject, because I think this is a subject that we all need to talk about, because the culture, that's right, I said it, the black culture, I'm noticing a lot of black families are being divided when it comes to marriage, when it comes to only having a single parent in the house. This is beginning to be routine from what I'm seeing and noticing. So where it all starts at is, when you're dating somebody and you have an interest, you're interested in that person, you share some values, pretty much almost the same value, because that's probably why you marry that person, because you guys have a lot in common. You share a lot of great things. You want some of the same things out of life. So there was a reason why you decide to marry that person or ask that person to marry you. There's a reason why you said, I want to be engaged to you. I want you to marry me. So here's the thing. What's your reason for marrying that person? Or even saying yes? Were you ready? Did you feel like you were forced? Did you have a choice? Yes. You had a choice. Both of you had a choice. One had a choice to say, do I need to ask for this person's hand in marriage? Am I ready? And then the other person, which is the female, has a choice to say, no, I'm not ready. We have a lot to work on. We need more time. Or I just don't want to be married right now. So, skipping along a little further out, when you finally get married to that person, You're going to have a lot of different things going on in your marriage. You're going to have a lot of different ups and downs. You're going to have some disagreements. You're not going to see eye to eye all the time. Everything is not going to be peaches and cream. It's not going to be that way. Things are not always going to go your way, or it's not going to go the other person's way all the time. So the main thing I'm saying is you have to understand when you get married and you say those vows, for better or worse, till death do us part, sickness and health, rich or poor. You got to stand on that. You got to stand on that no matter how rocky the road gets. As long as there's no cheating, there's no abuse, nobody being abused, you got to learn to stick things out. Stick it out. Especially when you have someone that's in your corner. Like I said, you're going to go through a lot of shit naive. You're going to go through a lot. But is that a reason to depart? Is that a reason to depart? Because you're going through some issues that can pretty much be worked out and talked out. That's where we are right now with it, right? So I was talking to somebody today, and she was married to her husband for 14 years and decided to walk away. And I asked her, I said, what was your reasons for walking away? And she said she got bored. She said she got bored. She said she felt like what they used to have, they didn't have anymore because they started doing their own thing because they couldn't agree. They couldn't agree on doing things that she wanted to do or he wanted to do. So they end up departing. And she said she wanted to, have fun. See, I got an issue with this one thing. See, when you're around, and I'm saying this because, she told me that the people that she does have, on her team, the people she's surrounded by, tells her or told her in the process of her separation, girl, go ahead. This is a hot girl summer, we outside. Let's be outside this summer. See, instead of you having somebody talk some sense into you to tell you that there's nothing out here. There's nothing out here. There's leftovers out here. There's a lot of leftovers out here in these streets. There's a lot of leftovers out here in these streets. Seriously. All the good people are either married in a bad marriage, but they're trying to work it out, or they're just out there just not wanting to be in a relationship. That's where the good people are. The people that you see running into the clubs, trying to have a hot girl summer, and these people, the females, is outside in the streets. I'm out in the streets. We in the streets. We outside. Those are the women that guys look at and says, we don't want them. We don't want them. We don't want you if you outside. You talking about you outside. You talking about it's a hot girl summer. No. That's not it. You ain't it. You're for the streets. You're not the person for me. And that's what dudes be looking at. They're looking at the things you're doing. where you are at, and they see you out there, always out and about, always in the clubs, always just outside to be seen, they're not going to want you. They're not going to take you serious. They're not going to take you serious. Why should they? If you're out with everybody, always in everybody's face, why should you be taken serious? Why should you think why do you think he should want you? What makes you so special? Because you're doing what everybody else out there is doing. You're partying. Nobody wants a party girl. So if you're willing to risk your marriage just because you're bored and you have all these single friends, or even friends that are in relationships that have boyfriends that still allow them to go outside and have a hot girl summer, and you're outside. If you have those type of friends while married, then guess what? You got the wrong selection of friends. Those aren't your friends. Your selection needs to be reselected, because they're causing you to lose out on what you worked hard for. 13 years, 14 years, you invested time. That's time invested into somebody. I've always felt like, when you're in a relationship, or if you're married, my biggest thing is be around married people. If you're going to have friends, make sure your friends are married. Make sure their couples are married, because you need those people to keep motivating you to work what you have out with your husband or your wife. Most times, guys just want peace. They just want peace. They're not always wanting to do all the fun stuff all the time. They just want peace. And as I said on some episodes last year, that when men hear you, women, talking about something or having an issue with something, we have to understand that it's not you guys complaining. It's either you need attention or you need to be heard based on the issue that's going on. So that's why it's very important for us to understand where you're coming from, and for you guys to understand where we are coming from in a marriage. Because if you're easily bored because we aren't taking enough time out to hang out, partying, are doing everything your friends are doing, or what you see your friends are doing, or what you hear your friends are telling you they're doing, then you're thinking your relationship, your marriage is boring. If you have a kid, then guess what? Your clubbing days should be narrowed down to at least maybe one time every 3 or 4 to 6, 5 months. Once. The matter of fact, with me, I don't think really the club is anything that I would want to be doing if I'm married. What? I mean, yeah, we can go there to have a couple glasses of wine and then, enjoy each other. But it's not going to be a big deal if we don't go because you think, your friend Jennifer and her husband going to be there and they want us to come out. I mean, that's cool once in a while, but guess what? I want to spend time with the wife I married. If I still want to be out there having fun, then I wouldn't ask for your hands. I wouldn't ask for your hands. Because when I asked you to marry me and I got your hand and put that rock on there, that means I'm taking myself out of the equation of being in the clubs, being seen where everybody's at. That's what that means to me. That don't mean that to everybody. And I understand and I get that. That doesn't mean the same thing to everybody. Because everybody's different. The train of thinking is different. It's crazy, right? I'm drinking this lemon water. Lemon water is good for you, y'all. Y'all make sure you stay on top of your health. Your health is the real wealth. That's where it's at. Your health is the real wealth. So as I was saying, so anyway, she goes to say, she feels so much more at peace being separated from her husband. She says she's dated other men and seen how the dating scene is and how hard it is to really put in time getting to know somebody, because you're not sure if they're being transparent with you, real with you, or being honest with you about themselves. So my thing is this, you are risking your health trying to figure out who you should be with. And when I say risk your health, there's so many STDs out there, so many sexual transmitted diseases out there. You got people that don't even go to the doctor to get a checkup. You can contract HIV and don't even know it. You may go get a checkup last year and you won't know that you have something until this year. There's all kind of different diseases out there. So my point to her was, you invested time into somebody that you just walked away from because you said you was bored, and now you out here trying to enjoy your best life dating people because you haven't dated in 13, 14 years. So it's going to be different from back then. It's going to be different from back then when you met your husband. I'm just saying, dating is going to be different from back then. So, her and I went back and forth about it. And I told her, I said, you know what? You need to pick up your phone and call your husband. You guys got a daughter together and a son. And she says, the father, her husband, her husband that she separated from, he sees the kids at least 3 times a week. And she's like, I didn't know it was so hard out here being a single woman. I told her, yeah, of course it's gonna be hard out here being a single woman, because you had someone that took care of you. You were used to being taken care of. You didn't have to worry about the expensive bills. You went from living in an $800,000 home to now living in an apartment. So you're pretty much starting over. And I'm like, you need to call, text your husband before you put more residue on the situation and he finds somebody else to be with. Because I'm gonna tell y'all ladies, once a man is gone, he's gone. Especially if he finds his peace. You may have been the peace at once upon a time, but if he goes and he finds somebody else because you left him alone, and he finds his peace, it's going to be your fault. Not his, it's your fault. because you gave up because you thought the grass was greener on the other side and you wanted to hang out with your girls. You wanted to do what single people do because you were bored. You were bored at home. Stop being bored. Figure this marriage thing out. Nobody had the perfect marriage. Tell me one person who had the perfect marriage. Nobody has a perfect marriage. Nobody. I was married for 8 months and got an annulment. It wasn't perfect. Now, every marriage have a fault, so I'm not going to sit here and say that I was innocent. But there were times when I was innocent, a lot of times. But I had to understand that this marriage wasn't for me. Why? Because for one, the person was older. They had a kid. And they had other baggages that I did not know how to handle. And I shouldn't have been in that marriage from the beginning. I shouldn't have. But you know, when you're a younger guy and you're dating an older woman, it's just they convince you to, hey, you know what, I'm gonna do this for you. I can be the perfect wife. And it gets in your head because you're thinking, hey, I'm a man and I'm ready for this. But you're not. I wasn't. I was young too. 20 years old, 21 years old. I was young. Didn't know what I was getting myself into. And so let's get back on her. So I told her, I said, you need to figure this out. You need to figure it out fast. Because if you start putting more residue on the situation, he's going to cut you off altogether and just be there for the kids. There's not going to be any relationship besides co-parenting. So I know I had her thinking, but all at the same time, she still was on this thing of she did not want to lose her peace. She's enjoying life being single. But she's dating. And she says, I'm dating to find the right person. And she said, I have 2 more months before I can finalize my divorce. So you're getting out of one marriage, dating to find another, instead of putting that energy and time into that person you've been with and say, hey, let's get back together. We can be under one roof. You can sleep in that room. I'll sleep in this room. Then we have our room where we come together and work things out. You got to separate yourself sometimes from the situation in your marriage. You should have a room that you can go into. I'm not saying that you should, if your marriage is going good, you got to sleep in a separate room. But if your marriage is declining and things are happening, then okay, you may need to have space to go that direction. You go here, she go there in this room, sleep at night until you guys figure it out. Don't just separate into another location because things aren't going the way you want them to go. You understand what I'm saying? You got to move strategically through a marriage. Like, you got to understand the concept of marriage. The concept is you're not marrying for really because you love somebody. We love our brothers and sisters every day. You're not marrying because this person is beautiful, handsome. You're not marrying a person for what they can do for you. You're not marrying them for sex. You're not marrying them just because y'all had a kid. Those aren't the reasons to marry somebody. Those 5 reasons aren't a good enough reason to be married. When you marry somebody, is because you can't see yourself without them. You know, I used to tell my friends back in the days when we were dating, you know, different females and growing up and trying to figure this thing called life and love out. I used to tell people, they're like, that's your girlfriend? No, it's just my turn. It's not my girl. It's just my turn. I never refer to anybody I've been with as my girlfriend. It's just my turn, because if anything happens to where she does not like me anymore or I don't like her anymore, we are not going to be girlfriend, boyfriend. At the time, yeah, technically that's what you say. That's my girlfriend. That's my boyfriend. But it's just my turn. The people that I've been with, I'm not with them anymore. So now it's somebody else's turn. Somebody else has access to them, not me. I don't have access to them anymore. It's now somebody else's turn. That's the difference when you're dating. But when you're married, you signed a contract, an obligation that you should fulfill based on your vows. You can't, it doesn't say, until death do you part, richer, poor, better, worse, bored. Have you heard the bored in there? I'm bored. Everybody gets bored when they don't see the fun that everybody else is having in their relationship. It gets bored. Your looks are gonna change. Yes, if you don't already know that, people, I'm telling you, as you get when you get married, as you get older, your looks are going to change. You're getting older. You're gonna gain some weight. Some of you gonna lose some weight to where you're skinny. And then you got to figure out, am I still attractive to this person that I'm with? Because some people get comfortable gaining the weight, but not understanding that the attraction that you have to the person you're with may not be there like it used to be. And this person may not come out and tell you, hey, I think you need to lose some weight, or I think you should gain some of your weight back. But you have to talk to your partner and find out what it is that she or he likes about you. The physical, the mental, and the emotional side of you. Find out what it is that they like, that they don't like. You want to make sure that everything is okay every day with your husband or wife. Make sure that you're moving swiftly, correctly, smoothly in your marriage. Don't always think that everything is cool because someone's not asking you anything or telling you everything. Find out from that person if they still think you are attractive. Find out from that person, is there anything I can do to make our marriage better? Find out. Ask. Ask the question, is there anything I can do to improve our marriage? So like I said, man, within the black culture, we got to start working together and influencing our people to work on things instead of always wanting to give them what society says to do. To be outside, to enjoy life, live your best life. Hot girl summer. Like, you got to figure it out. You got to figure this out, because this is going to go all wrong if somebody don't step up and take the initiative to say, hey, we got to move different. We got to start teaching our people how to work things out. Stop being so aggressive in your marriage and stop wanting to run away from problems. That's where everything starts at. It's when people can take the initiative to start managing their friends the right way, to give them the right discipline of words. You got to start using the right words to your friends and stop worrying about them not being on your side or even, agreeing with everything you say. We got to stop doing that. We got to stop thinking, if I don't tell them how I really feel, they're going to take it a certain way. Forget that. A real friend is going to say exactly what a real friend should say when it comes to wanting to save somebody's marriage, wanting to save the relationship. Your real friends is going to tell you exactly how it is, whether you like it or not. It's just what it is. Now, you don't have to follow you don't have to follow everything I say or take my advice, but I'm going to give you the positive words to make sure that you try to fix your situation, fix your marriage, because that's what you need. You need people that's going to help you fix it, not help you crumble it all back down, all the way down. You need people that's going to go outside the way and say, hey, you need to concentrate on building your family back up. You need to concentrate on fixing your marriage. You need to go and talk to your husband. You need to go talk to your wife. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Start fixing things and stop always wanting to break it because of something so small that you refuse to get out of your mindset. You refuse to let your pride down and say, hey, let me fix it. Baby, I'm sorry. Honey, I apologize. I did not mean the things that I said, the things that I did. I will not do them again. Please forgive me. Give me one more chance. Let me make this right. If you let me fix this, I promise you, you will not ever have to deal with this again. I promise you. Sometimes you gotta beg. Men and women. If you're a female and you messed up, you gotta pour your heart out too. You gotta go to that guy and say, hey baby, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I thought things were different out there, but I realized it's not. I haven't slept with anybody. I haven't really been with anybody in a serious relationship like that. But I understand now that what we had is where it was at, and I want it back. Give me a chance to make it up. Give me a chance to prove myself that I am worthy of being back in this marriage. Give me the opportunity to prove myself that I can do this. Let me do this. Let that person, give that person a chance to say, okay, but we're going to do this slow. Because you left, I didn't leave. But we're going to work on this real slow. You got to prove to me that you really want this. Because just because you apologize don't mean that person's going to take you back ASAP. It's not going to happen like that ASAP. I'm telling y'all this because there's a lot of people in our culture that are getting married and they're getting divorced just as fast. I'm trying to tell you. trying to tell you. And that's sad. That's the sad part about it. People are getting divorced just as fast as they're getting married. So I told her, I said, the next time you speak to me, hopefully you are back with your husband. And I wish y'all the best. And hopefully you guys can come to an understanding that mistakes happen. And sometimes people are not where they need to be mentally in their mind, and they want to figure it out by separating and finding out, hey, this wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Yes, when you're married 13, 14 years, the dating scene is going to change. I am sorry to tell you, boo-boo, but the dating scene has changed. There's nothing out here but leftover booty. Leftover booties out here. That's it. You're going to be dealing with somebody else's man that is somebody else's man, and then man's. You know what I'm saying? And females, guys, you're going to be dealing with a female that's somebody else's females. You know what I'm saying? So it's all going to be discombobulated, confused. You're going to be all over the place trying to figure somebody out, learn somebody. It's just not going to be there like it used to be. Things are different now. Things are different. The way that people moving in the streets now is different. The way women are moving is different. The way men are moving is different. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. And I'm sorry I gotta be the one to tell y'all that. It's different out here. It is different. Nobody really want to be going through the wondering if this person is for me. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I'm sorry to tell you. I don't want to be dating somebody and come to find out that she's with somebody else, or she's been with somebody I know, or a friend of mine. Because one thing about it, I'm not spinning the block. I am not spinning the block for nobody. Once I've been on that block, I don't go back. I don't spin the block. I'm sorry. I got too much pride to get back with an ex. Too much pride, because if we didn't work out the first time, we're not going to work out the second time, because I'm going to remember everything you did. Now, if I was married and then, me and my wife had a situation to where it was workable, we could work it out, then yeah, I would try my best to try to make it right. But I'm not spinning the block. I am not spinning the block. Sorry. Y'all are funny though, man, because when you're dating, everything is always perfect in the beginning. So that's why it always leads up to when a guy's, let me tell y'all this too. When a guy asks you to marry him, that's because he found his peace. In his mind, he found his peace. So we're not just gonna ask any woman just to marry us. Not any. We rather play around and get our games and playing around out the way before we ask somebody to marry you. And then there's some of us guys like me in my younger days, the females that I was dating, and they decided, hey, I'm looking for marriage. So if you're looking for marriage, I'm cool. If not, then we need to go our separate ways. And I had to be man enough to say, hey, you know what? I'm not ready. This was after my first marriage, my only marriage, but I had an annulment. But after that, I've dealt with females that were looking to be married. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that. I just came out of a marriage. I have to be man enough to say, hey, I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to waste my time. So go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and do your thing. Sometimes you got to step up to the plate and you got to just say what you feel. You got to say what you feel. You know what I'm saying? So keep it real. Keep it 100. So anyway, Hope you guys have a wonderful week. And always remember this. We all are going through something in life to where it will make you want to give up, stop, and just not want to deal with situations anymore. But you know what? At the end of the day, wherever you stopped at, you're going to have to start back. Because it's a temporary stop. Because when something is unfixed, it has to be fixed so you can move on. It has to be fixed so you can move on. You can't run away from your problems. We got to fix the problems, the issues that we are dealing with. We can't run away from them. So just remember that fixing the situation and making it right, or if you at least try to fix the situation and it doesn't get fixed like it should, at least you can say you tried instead of running away from it or just not wanting to fix it. Just remember that. Before you give up, before you quit, before you stop, ask yourself, can I fix it? Can I continue? Can I restart? Can I restart? Can I keep going? Yes, you can. You can. Thank y'all for joining this Where's That podcast. I am El Jefe. Hopefully you guys push that subscribe button, push that like button, push that notification bell so you know when I'm posting new videos. But we'll see you soon, and we out. Peace.